fuck is it? So one of these has gone missing, and it's the one that has all the footage from my failed July trip to Illinois. 2 1925 house videos, a Scrapyard video, and a video showing how my camera failed and how I decided to I got so upset I canceled my trip and flew back home. Turns out that was a good idea because I almost got heat stroke, but I took the 64 gigabyte SD card from my camera right after it broke and right before I threw it into the workshop out of anger. And I took that and I put it inside of my Panasonic CFU1 for safekeeping. When I got back here, and after all this mayhem of having COVID and having to fix up this apartment, and a few days later I was really sick, but I felt like editing a video. So I got all my SD cards together and I edited the previous video on the floor in the bedroom. I just had my computer just all over the place. And I took this out and I put it with my other SD cards. And now I look through all of them, they're all blank. Somehow I must have grabbed a blank one. And the one, I now have a time capsule video in Illinois. So I just wanted to make this video because I actually have a few things to talk to you guys about. For instance, my main camera broke, and so now I'm thinking of, well, what should I get next? And it seems like we are in an age where cell phones are kind of just as good as the big cameras. Should I really spend another $800? I don't feel like spending $800 on a camera when probably Apple's going to release a new iPhone sometime in September or October. The old iPhone is going to go super cheap, maybe $300. I'll get to have a camera on an old iPhone 13 mini. Old. I'm filming this on a camera that's from 2015, so all of that old stuff from 2020s is just light years ahead and more capable than the Canon G7X Mark II that I was shooting with. And I could probably buy 2 iPhones for the cost of that. What a weird, so I have never, ever lost one of these before. Not with footage on it. I've lost them without footage on it. I don't know, they get used in a project and they get lost. But I've never lost footage like this before. So I'm going to think of this as a time capsule because I've gone through and I had Recuva running to check if there were any hidden files on these. And all the files these were the ones that I'd used before for other videos. So those files are already archived and uploaded. I know for a fact that the one that I opened to use in Illinois was brand new, had nothing on it. In fact, I formatted it right before. So I have reason to believe that the SD card is not here. It's probably at Bill's house. Here's probably what happened. I put the SD card in my Illinois backpack and I took it out. There might have been 2 64 gigabyte SD cards in that backpack. I may have been extra precautious and given myself a backup SD card and then forgot about it and grabbed the backup SD card. And that explains why I took the pains to bring that SD card back, not in my normal Game Boy case, which I store them in, but in a rugged waterproof computer, which I knew I wouldn't forget. And it explains why that one is blank. Also, I want to make this video because I just wanted to explain a bit about what the timeline, because those videos will probably come out eventually, but they'll be out of order. So me and Bill, I went out there because I have this, I feel a lot of pressure to make more videos, and I haven't been able to since we've been living on a couch out here. Now that we have an apartment, things are a lot better. But I kind of pushed myself to go to Illinois. I very much pushed myself to go to Illinois when I didn't feel like it. And I felt this unfun need to do my job, which is YouTube. It's my main form of income right now. And apartments aren't cheap. And so I want to make sure I don't allow my channel to die, because my channel's gone down to making about $250 a month because I can't fucking upload. So I went out there and I paid a little too much for the trip, about $400. Plane flights are a little expensive, but I figured I would make a video about the rocket. I bought this months ago. Turns out I bought it right in the middle of a heat wave, and I got it right whenever we were going to be having the apartment. So we figured, you know what, it still works out. I can still go, because if I still have the apartment for 3 days, and then I'll come back, maybe she'll clean up a little bit, and then I'll help with all the moving stuff and whatnot. But that got all messed up, as you guys know. Turns out on the day we were supposed to get it, we had to reapply. It's like, wait, what? And then we only got it days later, so it wouldn't have been on that day anyway. But I'm glad I came back right in time to be able to resubmit everything, because that would have been a headache for Vice. But I went out there, and it just got hot. So hot. Bill was working on the front porch. Effectively, what you saw in the live stream was most of what happened, because it was just too hot to do much. And we did get some footage of the back porch, because that'll have to be worked on, because that's the back chicken coop, whatever that weird building is. And if that footage gets lost forever, not a whole lot gets lost. I was wanting to do a video about the rocket project, and I had all these things set up. I'd written code for the Arduino motor controller, engine controller, and all this, but it just wasn't working out. We went to the scrapyard, got some parts. I was getting things together. I ordered parts for it. I was planning to get it done. Turns out in my trip, of the 8 days, there would have only been 1 day that I could have tested the engine, and that day was going to be 110 degrees Fahrenheit. And 4 days in, things got so hot out there that I had to quit working at 10 a.m., around 9 or 10. It was already around 95 degrees at 9 a.m. And so I had to wake up really early. I tried to get up around 7 to get out there and work, but I was getting heat exhaustion. You know, it's one of those times where it's almost heat exhaustion. In the moment, you think you can get through it, but then when you come back, you realize, oh wow, I feel like I'm burning up even when I'm standing in front of an air conditioner. I've somehow broken my body. I was kind of baked in a way, and not in the fun way. Not with like a weed or whatever. Baked with heat and just cooked. And so then I realized that I didn't have any of the mounts to connect the camera to any of my tripods. I have all these tripods and I only have one of these little mounts. And then, so I taped it to the tripod because the show must go on. And whenever I am in a very stressful situation like that trip, when I'm filming, when I get in character, that helps me straighten out and organize my thoughts. And sometimes I'll record whenever I'm in a really stressful or bad situation, as you've guys seen a few times on my channel, because it brings structure to my thoughts in many ways. So my camera has been having so many issues lately. The screen goes purple, it has brownouts. I've fixed about 12 problems with it, and it's on its last leg. But I wanted to see if I could get a little bit more out of it. It fell, not in a way that would normally break. It's fallen 15 feet before, and it damaged about 3 things, but it still worked. But after this 2-foot fall onto grass, the lens broke, and it would no longer record video, and the gearing on the camera was all messed up. And because it would do this thing where you would turn it on, and it would try to do something, and then it would go pop, and it would brown out, and the screen would go. It was it was like something was short circuited in it. And I've had that to where for the longest time I couldn't take screenshots. I couldn't take pictures with it, but I could take video. It would pop and burn out the battery. And now it just did it all the time. It wouldn't even open up. And we had gotten some things from the scrapyard, a really cool diesel piston and a few other things, some drill bits. And I thought, you know what? I have some big videos that I want to do. I do want to do the David Bradley chainsaw restoration. I want to do the rocket test, but I'm going to give myself something enjoyable. I'm going to do just a little simple video of cleaning up some tools from a junkyard, cleaning up this piston that I found, and maybe I can take it back and we can put it on a shelf because it look cool. And everything went wrong. Everything just kept going wrong. The piston is, wow, it would not clean up. The rings were just shattering, and everything was going wrong with those videos. Those simple little videos of just, it was just going to be like a little relaxation, like a cathartic little, or whatever the term would be, just cleaning something up, making a cute little video of fixing something up, and at the end of the video, it's cleaned up. Kind of like the post-apocalyptic inventors, scrapyard repair-a-thon videos. A nice little video that's satisfying to do and satisfying to watch. And it just went south. And then my camera broke. And as soon as the camera broke, my mask shattered. And I was just like, fuck this. Because all of a sudden, everything I was using to be in character, to push myself through this time that I absolutely hated, being away from the place that I'm mostly interested in, because we're getting an apartment. It's like this is on my mind, and instead I have to go out there and pretend that I'm interested in some fucking drill bits from the scrapyard. Meanwhile, I'm just like, how the fuck am I going to pay for this apartment? Which we're doing pretty good. I'll probably pull from my savings about $200 or $300 a month, but it looks like I'm going to get a job. I might get a job at a local makerspace, and I'll see if I can work a deal. I'll let you know how that goes in a few weeks. I just realized I have some footage I recorded right after my camera broke because I got my phone out. And so here's a little bit of that. You know, the worst kind of job is the kind of job where you have to like pretend you're happy. You have to be so fucking fake for YouTube. Fucking hate it. Just like, it's a piston. Who the fuck cares about a piston, you know? Like, sheesh. I spend hours trying to get something together. And like the rings are breaking on me and all that. And it's gonna give me what, $2? YouTube is no longer the kind of income that I can work off of anymore. And so this thing takes a tumble. Like, not even much of a tumble. And it just, this thing has been giving me so many damn issues. So many damn issues. It's just like, you know what? Here. So the batteries are good. I don't need to kill those batteries. Oh, just falling apart. Mallet time. Ooh, very strong. Very strong. How about seconds? Do you want some seconds? Ooh, very nice. Very nice. Thirds? How about thirds? That's good enough for me. Because you know what? I'm just so fucking angry at, oh my god. I fucking hate YouTube. Just, you know, it's a real shame because like in a moment like this, I just keep thinking, well, what would my viewers think? Because I wouldn't have finished the videos and I'll disappoint all of them. Well, who fucking cares? Maybe I should live for myself for once. I don't want to be here. I came out here because my viewers, I feel like they deserve more videos, but I don't feel like making them. I just don't. Not out here. It's so fucking miserable. And I can't fucking sleep. And it's just like everything's kind of falling apart. Oh, god damn it. Now my charger cable snapped. Everything's falling apart. I will say though, it's not so much that I have to be fake for you guys or anything. It's that I want to keep myself even, to where my life could be a burning cesspit, and I hope that I can still make a video with the same kind of attitude and feel. But it's really hard to do that sometimes. It's really, really hard to do that when it feels like your life is just, I'm not a fan of my life, honestly. I don't really like being alive, but I'm alive, and I don't feel like dying, because that's painful and there's nothing good that comes from that. So I'm kind of stuck here and I have to do the best I can, but I don't really enjoy it. And I don't want that to seep into my videos, because I don't want people to be watching videos thinking, oh, this person really hates their life. I want them to look at the videos and think, oh, they're tinkering with stuff and old mechanical things. So I have to, I want to hide any of the ups and downs, and I just want to be calm and level as much as I can in my videos. I was in such a bad mood, and then we got COVID, and I was, again, in an even worse mood. That's why I let myself take weeks to make this video, because it's just like, I don't feel like any of this. I just want to lay in bed and drink iced tea. Man, COVID is still getting me too. I'm so still exhausted from COVID. I just, it's probably going to take me a month to really get over COVID. I'm not contagious right now, but I'm just, I got the tickling in my throat where I feel like I have to cough, but I'm not coughing anything up. And I should be sleeping 11 hours a day, but I can't, because there's always something that wakes me up. Like the other day, the building right next door, the industrial building, they were loading scrap metal onto a truck at 5 a.m. or something. And because I was angrily watching them because they woke us up. They did that for an hour and a half. And it's just like, well, fine, I guess I'll just get up. There's a lot of times like that. And, it kind of works out, because I don't feel like editing those videos from Illinois right now. Let those sit for a year or two, and then I'll open up as a time capsule, and I'll be like, oh man, remember that time? That was weird. And instead, what I want to think about is Solar Sunday videos. I want to think about how to make artwork with laser cut solar cells and all these little things that I want to do. And I want to make furniture for the apartment, because I'm going to have a TV stand right there. I'm going to have a workbench right here. And this workbench is going to have shelving that goes across and has a leg right there, so as to have all that storage space. And I might even put a curtain up so that I can do work in here. I've already started collecting used lumber. I bought fans so I can make a low power, high cubic foot per minute airflow system where we have 5 computer fans and 5 computer fans. So they'll probably use about 10 watts, but it'll circulate airflow, so we only need 1 air conditioner. And because I spent, oh man, are they loading scrap metal again? Holy shit. Anyway, at least they're doing it like noon. So that way we can use our 1 air conditioner, which I spent a lot more on. It was about $480. I'm gonna call that half a grand. It was about $480, and it only uses about 300 to 400 watts when it's actually running, which is amazing. I spent the extra money because it's so efficient. And then if I can make that one handle the entire apartment just with a few computer fans, I think that is pretty smart, and that'll be good for some videos. That's the kind of thing I'm interested in right now. I'm interested in the Nixie tubes I bought from Ukraine. So that'll be a time capsule. I would like to hear what you guys think about what would be a good camera for me, because I don't want to spend a whole lot, and some of the newer iPhones and such seem like they would honestly be about as good as what my Canon was. And here's the other thing. Any money that I save from buying a digital camera or from not buying an expensive one, I would like to put towards analog chemical film development, purchase, whatever. I have a lot of it. It takes money to develop it. I want to shoot film more. I don't want to keep shooting digital as much. You know how I'm always kind of going back a little bit. I mess with old junk, all that sort of thing. But I've gone to 4:3 aspect ratio and all that. Well, I like shooting film. It's like a step further. Maybe 16 millimeter film, but would I use a worse digital camera for my everyday YouTube videos if that allowed me to buy 4 reels of 16 millimeter color reversal film? I think I would. I love shooting film, especially on my 1960s Bolex. I love shooting 35 millimeter still photography. I want to do so much around here with that. And so I think what I'm going to do is, there's really not much reason to spend a bunch of money on cameras anymore, unless there's a good one that you guys can recommend. I think I'm going to try to save money, maybe only spend $200 to $300 on a sort of recent iPhone that'll just be for filming. It won't be my phone. It'll just be for filming, and then someday later it can be my phone maybe. And then I'll have saved several $100s, and I can put that towards film because I like shooting film. I think that's probably a plan. Oh, hey, Thais. I just realized.
What?
I have half a terabyte of SD cards that I can't use now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck. Good thing I got them for $4 each, though.
Yeah.
Yep. Walmart had this deal where they just had a bunch of these 64 gigabyte SD cards for $4. So I bought them all. I couldn't figure out what was wrong with them until I started using them. They just weren't formatted right. But I guess for Walmart, the hassle was somebody will put this in their camera and it'll say there's an error. You just have to format it. But they just weren't willing to deal with that. So they marked them down to like 1/4 of the price. And I snatched those up. But, well, shoot, what am I going to do with all these SD cards? Maybe I should get a camera just to use the SD cards again. I don't know. Well, it'll probably be a little longer until I upload, get a good cadence going with YouTube videos. But that's just a little bit about what's gone on. I lost the footage. First time it's happened in 12 years. Wow. Just first time for everything. One time out of 12 years is pretty good cadence though. 13 years actually. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Oh, hey, I know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. See ya. Thought I'd involve you.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.